baseball action. We're here at Union High School. I'm Merlin Rasmussen here with Brandon Jones as the Union Cougars get ready to take on the Judge Memorial Bulldogs. What do you expect tonight here, Brandon?
You know, I expect a great game. I mean, the weather, it depends on if it's going to stay, good, but I think we're going to have a great game. Both these teams are evenly matched. 15-8 overall for Union and 12-10 overall for Judge Memorial, and 8-2 in region for the Union Cougars and 8-4 in region for Judge Memorial. So they're in 3A, but a different region, so it's kind of an out-of-conference game. But both these teams are fired up and ready to go. I know Matt Labram is just super happy with this team lately. They've won their last 9 games in a row, so they're on quite a bit of a roll. And then Judge Memorial, they're on a winning streak as well of winning their last 4. So, anything can go today, but it is on the home of the Cougars turf here.
Exactly. Both these teams, old Region 10 rivals, met several times before, and always been a very competitive game between these two programs. As you mentioned, their records in region, both of them will be second place teams in region as they prepare to head to the state tournament on Saturday. The Cougars will travel to Grantsville, where they do not know their opponent yet. Talked to Coach Labram before the game, and it will be either San Juan or South Sevier that they will be playing. Those two teams, San Juan will actually be playing Grand today in a doubleheader, and he said if San Juan wins both of those games, then they would be tied, and then they'd have to have a coin toss to see who wins. If Grand gets a split there, then South Sevier would be the team that the Cougars would be playing on Saturday for the state tournament. The Bulldogs, they will actually get to host, even though they are a second seed in their region. The way the playoffs are set up, there's 4 home sites and just the 3 regions in 3A, so it rotates each year. One of the regions' second place team also gets to host games, and they do not yet know who they will play either. They will actually play. It'll either be San Juan or North San Pete, depending on how those games go today as well. So we should know by the end of today. Probably not when this game's over, as they're playing a doubleheader, as I mentioned. But they will be going into the state playoffs. They'll play. Looks like at noon is when the Cougars will play out at Grantsville, and then if they win that game, they will play at 3:30. If they happen to not win that game, it looks like they would play that game at I'm not sure what time they'd play, looking at the schedule there, but anyway, they'd play again on Saturday as well, and then the following week they would go to the quarterfinals, and that's going to be played at Kearns High School, where the state championships will be this year at a great facility, that field at Kearns. So starting – go ahead.
Oh, yeah. As I was just saying, it's also senior day, so the Cougars are, ready to roll here on their senior day. They got a bunch of seniors in the lineup, so it's a little bit different lineup than we're used to. And then both these teams are really wanting to win – for their last game to get into playoffs with that momentum going into it. I mean, 9 straight wins, and then 10 could be a real big booster in playoffs for this Union team, and then also for Judge.
Well, and momentum is a big thing. It's in athletics for sure, momentum can play a big part in it. And baseball is a very, very funny game in that way, where momentum can really help you out. And it's more of a mental game, I think, than any of your major sports that you see played in high school is baseball. A lot of mental goes into that. You have a lot of time to think about things. You have time between at bats, and you have to go out and play defense. And as a coach, you don't want kids taking their bat with them out in the field, metaphorically, and making mistakes defensively when they're thinking about a bat or whatever. So to keep that rolling and have good momentum definitely will be beneficial. I would assume both of these teams will probably see a lot of pitchers today as they try to keep some kids sharp for their games on Saturday. Heard some people saying that the Cougars starting pitcher Nebeker, this will be his first start of the year. He's pitched, but this will be the first time he started.
Yeah, that's correct. It's his first start, and I was talking to the coaches before, and they said that they should see about 3 pitchers today, just for exactly what you said.
Yeah.
They don't want to waste some arms right before playoffs start.
Yeah. And with the rules in high school baseball where you can only throw so many pitches without a certain amount of rest in between those starts, today being Tuesday, they'll be able to have plenty of the rest needed and be on full go for Saturday, where you're going to play 2 games on Saturday and going to need all the pitching that you can get. So I'm not sure if I think they're going to do the senior stuff before the game, but we'll go ahead and go through the starting lineups. First of all, for the visiting Judge Memorial Bulldogs, they will lead off with number 5. That is Michael Paul. He'll be out playing center field. Then batting second will be their second baseman, number 14, Henry Fretch. Wanted to add an N in there, no N.
Is it Freck or Fretch?
Let's go with Freck.
Freck,
I'd say Freck, yes.
Okay.
And then batting third is one of their top players, their shortstop, Carrillo. He wears number 9. The cleanup hitter, the catcher, Zhang, number 17, Alex Zhang. And then batting fifth will be their designated hitter, number 1, Isaiah Moore. Batting sixth will be the third baseman, number 33, that is Kyler Nilsson. Batting seventh will be the pitcher, number 44, and that is Borgmeyer. Hitting eighth, playing left field, number 22, Burns. And batting ninth and playing right field will be Callahan, number 13. The designated hitter will be number 10, Metigue. And Metigue will not, he'll be playing first base, but he will not be playing. So, oh, look, here we go. It's a little bit of a hailstorm coming in.
Roosevelt weather here. You never know what you're going to get. We knew that we were going to get some rainstorms here throughout the day, so they actually moved the game up a little bit so that they could avoid that big rainstorm coming in at 5:30. But just a little bit of hail right now.
Oh, I had to scrape snow off my windshield this morning and chisel it off. It was frozen on there. So only in Roosevelt will you do that on your last game of the season. So
just a couple of weeks ago when we were in Vernal, it started out really nice, and then it got rain and then snow, and then there was like a weird fog, and then it went sunny. So we got all 4 different kinds of weather in the same game, and already some hail here today.
Yeah, we really play baseball the wrong time of the year in Utah. We should be playing that in the fall when you get the nicer weather. But lineup for your Cougars, the shortstop, number 24, is Caden Hyder, followed by the pitcher, number 19, Braden Nebeker. Right fielder, Easton Rohr, wears number 17, and he will hit third. The first baseman, number 13, Nate Foote, will be the cleanup hitter. Hitting fifth, wearing number 2 and playing left field today, is Lincoln Labrum. The designated hitter will hit sixth, number 18, Dace Wilcox. Hitting seventh, playing third base, is number 21, Zach Foote. And then doing the catching, hitting eighth, number 34, Kobe Gurr. And in center field, wearing number 7 is Raiden Dietz. And playing second base, number 6, Carter Arnold will be for the Cougars.
So yeah, lately, some really good players for Union Cougars. Lincoln Labrum has been on a tear. Last game against Providence Hall, he actually pitched really well. I mean, he was one away from a perfect game and a no-hitter. So he had 10 strikeouts. It was unbelievable, but he did finally hit, and they won by the 10-run rule. And then he's also hitting the ball really well. Easton Rohr is another guy that's just really been solid, has like 9 doubles on the year so far, and really peaking at a great moment right before playoffs. And then Kobe Gurr, the catcher, he's doing well on the field plus at the bats too. So some great players for Union to look for today to see if they can increase those batting averages even more.
Very good. looks like we are going to go through the seniors, and they will they'll call them out before, and they're making their way out there. Our seniors are going to be they're going to recognize the seniors from Judge Memorial as well as Carrillo comes out, along with
number 6,
that was Whaley, number 34. So the seniors for the Cougars, number 6 Carter Arnold, and we also have number 13 Nate Foote, number 17 Easton Rohr, number 19 Braden Nebeker.
Next we have number 13 Nate Foote.
As you see, they're
is the son of Steve and Nancy
going through the
He's a 4-year letterman in baseball, 3-year
announcements there.
and 2-year letterman in basketball.
Nate Foote's another, great player for this Union team. Senior, big leader, and always just comes up in the clutch with big plays, no matter what sport he plays.
Foote and Rohr both have a 4-year letterman here in baseball. They both played quite a bit when they were freshmen, so they've been a big part of this program. As Coach Labrum has got these Cougars clicking, as you mentioned, on a 9-game winning streak.
I've been calling Easton Rohr like the fly trap, man. Nothing gets by the guy. He just seems to snag every play and make a hard play look so easy.
This is Braden Nebeker, who will be our starting pitcher today. That is our Hyder, the last of our seniors.
Is the son of John and Wendy Hyder. He's a 3-year letterman in baseball, a 3-year letterman in football.
And Caden Hyder is a really good player. Also has a ton of speed on the bases, as he can steal at will, and just makes really smart plays. He's always got really good vision to see things. Playing at a shortstop position, you have to be like the smartest guy on the field.
Makes me feel really old up here as I watch him come out there. I coached his older brother, and he and his brother and sister, they were triplets, and they were just little tiny guys running around. So we're going to go ahead and go now to our national anthem. We'll stay here for that.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, 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 say the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Ray.
All
Today's
right.
game is being broadcast live by V6 Media. There are 4 ways you can tune in if you're not at
We
the game.
are now back, ready to get ready. As we mentioned the lineups, we went over those. Any last thoughts before we get started, Brandon?
Yeah, just, the coach, Jesse Carrillo, has his players ready to go. Watch for Isaiah Moore, the designated hitter. He's a really good hitter in that 400 average. Alex Zhang is probably their best hitter, has a home run this year. Just watch his bats, number 17, and he's a really good catcher too. He can throw off his knees to second base at ease, and then Alex Carrillo at shortstop, just a real speedy guy that catches everything going into the gap right there. Just watch for these guys. So this is 2 good teams: Judge Memorial Bulldogs, Union Cougars. It's going to be an awesome matchup.
Well, as you mentioned, those guys, Zhang and Moore, both sophomores. Carrillo, the senior, but that's impressive to have sophomores stepping up and being a big part of your team, leading your team as you mentioned.
Catching for the Cougars today is number 34, Colby Gerd.
Again, if you were a little late joining us, both these teams come in as second-place teams in their league. The Bulldogs with a record of 8-4 in Region 13 play, a record of 12-10 overall. The Cougars a 8-2 record in Region 14 play and 14-8 overall. Both will be playing on Saturday in the first round of the state tournament. Looks like the Cougars have taken the field. Nebeker's going to take some warm-up tosses, and he will get ready to pitch to Paul. Defensively for the Cougars, Nebeker on the mound, as we mentioned. Gurr will be behind the plate. Over at first base is Foote. That is number 13, Nate Foote. And at second base is Carter Arnold. Number 24, Caden Hyder at short. Number 21 is Zach Foote, the younger brother. Third base. Outfield from left to right is Laberman left, Dietz in center, and Rohrer in right field.
And one of the huge reasons, not just because the bats have been so good for the Union Cougars lately and the coaching, but it's been coaching against errors. Union has done so good all year. They've only had 28 errors as a team, and they just don't make a lot of mistakes. And that's when you're really good, because those mistakes can turn into 1 to 3 runs, up to 5 sometimes, just for a simple mistake. And Matt Laberman has really good discipline with these guys, and knowing that they just can't make those mistakes.
It is key. Errors will kill you in all levels of baseball, but particularly in high school baseball, where you may not have great pitching that can go up and miss bats all the time. So if you get guys on base via the air, it can really devastate and lead to big innings.
Yeah, if you have 2 big innings, in high school baseball, if you have that 10-run rule happens, you can have it end here at the end of a 5th, So you really got to be careful with all those mistakes. And Judge Memorial, also a very big disciplined team. Jesse Carrillo has his guys ready, and we'll just see how ready at the start of this game.
Well, they've got a nice field here to play on. You get a nice true hop. Great infield here. And Paul will step in. He'll hit from the left side. The first pitch of the game from the lefty. Nebeker is in there for strike 1.
Always a good sign when you can hit that plate right off the bat.
That's strike 2 on the outside corner. So Nebeker quickly ahead. No balls and 2 strikes to the center fielder, Paul. And the pitch. Just high. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to count on Paul.
And Michael Paul, he's just a freshman, but bats a .309. That's really good, and has 1 double this year.
Nice block there by Gurr as that pitch was down in the dirt. Evens the count up at 2. The Cougar defense swung around towards right field. And Paul has worked the count full as Nebeker will try to get the leadoff hitter for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and good job by Paul to stay in it after he went 0-2 right off the bat and walk.
And works a walk there. So didn't even take the bat off his shoulder. Just a very good discipline up there. Good eye at the plate for Paul.
And when you have a leadoff guy like that, he's one of your best guys, your speed guy, and just a freshman for that, vision to get on deck right there. That was impressive, just a freshman.
So now with a runner at first, Freck will stand in. No outs here in the top of the first inning. And that pitch just high, so Freck will take ball one.
And also just a sophomore, bats a .370, 5 doubles on the year.
The first baseman Foote comes in with a word of encouragement towards his pitcher Nebeker. Nebeker comes set, gets the sign from Gurr. And the pitch is shot towards left field. Labrum with a good jump. He looks like he's got a beat on it. And he caught it, but then it came out of his glove. They're going to say the guy is out, and it's going to end up being a double play.
Wow, that was really close. I mean, because he did catch the ball, but then he dropped it. I don't know if it's the same rules of football. Maybe it took 2 steps and call that a completion. So, yeah,
that is a double play. So
that turned out to be a bad play for Judge. I mean, but it looked like, he dropped it. So you don't fault the runner there.
Yeah, the first base coach, a few words with the umpire. The umpire says, nope, this is what we're doing. And so that's the case. That's going to be shot. Dietz will make the catch. So a quick inning. No runs, no hits, a walk, nobody left. After the top of the first, it's 0 for the Bulldogs. The Cougars coming up.
At Basin I&E, we are an instrumentation and electrical company for the oil and gas industry. We also do commercial and residential work. We've been working in our local area for over 10 years, and we are proud to be part of the great communities of the Uinta Basin. Our journeyman electricians are fully licensed, bonded, and insured, and we offer high-quality work on every job. Let us come work for you, 435-789-9515, or visit our website at bernalhomeelectrical.com.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash.
All right, we're back. Bottom of the first inning. A 1-2-3 inning by Nebeker, the pitcher for the Cougars, sets the Bulldogs down. A little bit of a controversial play out in left field. But the umpires say that Labrum made the catch, and the ball came out after he had made the catch, ended up leading to a double play. So the Cougars will send Hyder to the plate. He'll be followed by Nebeker, and then by Rohr, and the cleanup hitter will be Nate Foote. Defensively, the Bulldogs have Borgmeyer on the mound. Doing the catching is Zhang. Over at first base is number 10, Metigue. Number 4, Freck is at second base. Number 33, Nilsson at third. Number 9, Carrillo at shortstop. In the left fielder is number 7, Burns. The center fielder is number 5, Paul. And the right fielder, number 13, Callahan. Hyder will stand in. He'll hit from the right side. Borgmeyer, right-handed pitcher. Starts out in the stretch and delivers a pitch outside. Nice play by Zhang to keep it from going to the backstop. So 1-0 the count on Hyder. That's low and outside. So 2-0 now the count on Cougar leadoff hitter and shortstop Caden Hyder. Borgmeyer will come set and deliver, and that again is outside. So 3-0 the count on Hyder.
And Caden does a good job. He'll probably just watch this one go by, see if he can get on base.
Use that speed that you mentioned earlier. And that is ball 4, so a leadoff walk on 4 pitches for Hyder.
And it felt like, that Judge Memorial was a little bit on a roll right there, batting, and then they get that unfortunate play for them that ends the inning. And there's a little bit of a mindset right now that they're being picked on. And you could see the coach go to the ump after that inning and get, try to get an explanation as he did. But see if he can come back from this here.
All right, Nebeker will stand in. He'll hit from the left side. Defense double play depth up the middle, straight away in the outfield. Hyder with a lead at first as Nebeker watches ball 1 come in. That's 5 straight balls from the pitcher Borgmeyer. I'm sure Hyder or Nebeker.
We'll see what kind of leadoff that Caden Hyder gets here.
And a throw over, he's back easy. He's got another step or 2 in his lead that he can get. So 1-0 the count on Nebeker. And the pitch from Borgmeyer, that one's in there for a strike, leaving up the count 1 ball on 1 strike. The runner at first is Hyder. We are scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. And a bunt attempt is bunted foul into the Cougar dugout. So Nebeker will fall behind now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Scored a little bit late on that. Pitch got in on his hands.
And so far he's had a tendency to throw it inside or outside on that other batter, but with the left-hander up, it's going to the inside as he swings away, and Nebeker is gone.
So a strikeout there, the first out of the inning. It's a nice pitch by Borgmeyer right on the outside part of the plate.
Now up to the Cougars,
He was
number
almost expecting it to be inside, and then that hasn't thrown it out that way the whole game yet.
That'll bring up Rohr. Rohr playing right field today, the big right-handed hitter.
And Rohr, like I said, 9 doubles on the year so far. Really hitting the ball really well, and in the last 2 weeks.
Time called at the plate by Rohr. So 1 out, runner at first.
His average right now is a 380, and like I said, in the last 2 weeks, he's been hitting the ball almost every time he's been up. So he started was like a 346, and then went now to a 380.
Going to be fouled off to the right side. The first baseman will give chase, but it is going to drop in foul territory for strike 1. Beautiful field here at Union High School. The Cougars have expanded this field that used to be one of the smaller fields in the state.
This is actually kind of the better weather than like a really nice day because there's no sun to get in your eyes, and it just, when you're pitching, it's easier when you're fielding out there and also when you're batting.
Rohr swings through that off-speed pitch.
See if they send Hyder on this play right now. He's got quite a good lead off on first.
And Rohr goes outside, or that pitch outside. Rohr swings and misses. So back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk for
Now up to bat,
Borgmeyer
number
will
13,
bring up Foote.
first baseman Nate Foote.
Nate Foote will step in.
Borgmeyer's getting into a little bit of a group, 2 Ks right in a row as he's finding his spot.
Curveball misses inside.
Pretty good movement on that curveball, just not enough to come back right to the plate, but impressive movement.
Foote did a nice job just hanging in there, watching it all the way. Catches the outside corner to even the count up at 1 ball on 1 strike. Defense straight away in the outfield and there in the infield as well. That nearly caught Foot on that back knee. 2 balls, 1 strike now.
Nate Foot with 2 doubles on the year, looking for his 3rd right here.
Borgmeyer taking time now. He delivers.
Wow, what a nice pitch.
Right on that outside corner once again. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Just enough movement on the ball to edge that corner plate.
And the pitch. And Foot just gets a piece. Off-speed pitch there. I'll foul it at the plate. Keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hyder the runner at first. And Foot swings through, so Borgmeyer comes back and strikes out the side. No runs, no hits,
And that's
a man left.
That's just the answer that Judge needed right there when they felt like, you know, they could have been on base or still batting right now. Get 3 strikeouts right in a row, retire the side. Good job for the Bulldogs.
All right. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors at this time. Strata Networks. Strata brings you more local cell sites than any other wireless provider. Join the network with the best local coverage today and get up to $500 in credits with a qualifying trade-in. Visit stratanetworks.com to learn more. Strata Networks is also happy to be the Uinta Basin's premier internet provider with speeds up to 1 gig available in your neighborhood. Looking at an internet connection while you're out and about, Strata Networks reminds you that they have nearly 20 hotspot locations in the basin, so you can stay connected in more places than ever. Check out their hotspot locations at stratanetworks.com. Also have Utah State University. Be an Aggie here in the Uinta Basin. No matter where you attend, your diploma will have the same 3 renowned words, Utah State University. And we also have the 7-Eleven Ranch Restaurant as a sponsor today, and they are proud to sponsor Basin High School sports. All right, top of the 2nd inning, we'll bring up, this is the catcher, Zhang, and he will hit from the left side. Pitch is outside for ball 1 from Nebeker.
So definitely their power hitter. I mean, has 1 home run already, a triple, and 6 doubles. This guy's dangerous, and you can't throw it in the wrong spot right there in that outside.
Pitch is inside, 2 balls and no strike.
He likes to reach just a little bit because he's got a pretty good reach with that bat. So he's waiting for it to hit that left side of the plate.
Ground ball to the first baseman. Foot smothers it. He's going to throw to Nebeker, and they will retire Zhang at first base.
Really nice play by Foot right there to get in the position and make a diving grab right there to stop the ball. And then a good cover by Nebeker to be there for the throw.
There's the L&L replay. Zhang hits the ball on the ground, and Foot does a great job. Here you see Nebeker sprinting over to first base, just like they practiced right in the beginning of the season. PFPs, what they call those. This will bring up Moore. You mentioned Moore, just a sophomore. Stands in from the right side, 1 out. Just low. Ball 1. Moore DHing today. Swung on and missed. Evens the count at 1-1.
That was a good pitch by Nebeker, and he's doing a great job of not just throwing it right down the middle for them to hit it. He's being very selective on his pitches and where those positions are going, so they either have to reach or come inside.
That ball was nubbed out in front of home plate. Gurr fielded it. Looked like he tagged him, but the umpire said no, so he went ahead and made the throw down to first. So that will go as the second out of the inning. Ground out to the catcher. Brings up Nilsson, the third baseman. Nice pitch by Nevershire, catches that outside corner. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Swung on and missed by Nilsson. Neverker living on that outside part of the plate.
Definitely. He has a mojo going on senior day. Right now, throwing it in the right place.
Gurr sets up on the outside and too far outside this time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to see if Nilsson would expand the zone. Gurr heading back out there. And he hits his spot and strikes him out. So another 1-2-3 inning for Nebaker. And after an inning and a half, it is the Cougars 0 and the Bulldogs 0. We'll be back.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor. I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program. Try to go the extra mile for the customer.
Get the big picture and the small details with state-of-the-art imaging services at Ashley Regional's Women's Center, including 4D ultrasound, 3D mammography, and bone density screenings. Learn more at ashleyregional.com.
Back for the Cougars, number 2.
All right, we're back. Bottom of the second inning. Labrum will lead it off for the Cougars. He'll be followed by Wilcox and Foote. That is Zach Foote, the third baseman. Borgmeyer, who struck out the side in the top of the first inning after issuing the walk to Hyder. He will deliver the first pitch here, and it is outside.
Yeah, he got on quite the roll in that last inning. Lincoln Labrum just playing really well right now, hitting the ball. Just average is about 403. Just got his average up from the 399 to the 403 spot, right where he wants to be right before he goes to the state playoffs. And then not to mention pitching just last week with Providence Hall, 10 strikeouts.
Lincoln just a junior.
That amazes me too, because he almost just plays like a senior. I thought he was a senior this whole year, and then they said he was a junior. So that's just spectacular. You get this guy for a whole nother year in football, basketball, and baseball.
Yeah, he's been playing since he was a freshman as well. Coach Labrum's son.
Didn't play basketball this year just because he had an injury from football that put him out for the last 4 or 5 games that Nate Foote had to step in and be quarterback, and he did a great job too.
That'll be a walk as Labrum will hustle down to first.
Now up to bat for the Cougars, number 18, designated hitter, Dace Wilcox.
Wilcox will stand in for the second time in consecutive innings. Borgmeyer walks the leadoff hitter. And the first he come back and fired.
And it might not have been a bad walk. I mean, because Lincoln Labrum's hitting the ball really well. He's got 2 home runs already. And you don't want him to have his third on you on senior day to get the momentum going. But Dace Wilcox, a good hitter too. That's why he's at the DH spot, as he has plenty of doubles on the year, too.
Throw over, Labrum back in, plenty of time. Wilcox will stand in.
He has 2 doubles and 1 triple so far on the season.
Borgmeyer living on the black right there on the outside. Strike 1. There's nobody out here in the top or the bottom of the second. Throw over again. Labrum back in time. Borgmeyer paying close attention to the runner at first, Labrum. Infielders at double play depth for the Bulldogs. There's another pitch right on the outside corner, right on that black. Both pitchers working the outside corner very well here through the first 2 innings.
We've had some good hitting games on Channel V6 for, Union and Uinta, and we haven't had a real pitcher's duel game yet. This might be the one, and both pitchers are playing very well so far, as we have goose eggs on the board still.
It's a nice job by Wilcox to lay off that pitch as it hit the catcher's glove, but it was just a little too far outside.
Not sure if we've even had a hit yet.
No.
No, 0. Both people that have got on base is from a walk.
Yeah, all three runners via the walk. 2-2 now the count on Wilcox. Wilcox. Where's number 18? And he is a junior as well for the Cougars. Throw over Labrum with a good lead that time, but he's able to get back. Borgmeyer comes set. And Labrum goes, pitches outside, throw down, and Labrum is going to be in there safe. Was a good throw by Zhang, but Labrum had a great jump. And a nice job by Wilcox to lay off that pitch.
Yeah, I told you that this guy can gun it from catcher position. And, I was surprised when Caden Hyder didn't go on a couple of those times. But they've clearly scouted this catcher that can really throw it on a dime right there where you want it. But good play by Labrum to beat the tag.
Wilcox is going to work out a walk after being down no balls and 2 strikes.
Now up to bat for the Cougars, number
We'll bring up
21, third baseman,
Zach Foote,
Foote,
the sophomore, playing third base today. So he's got runners out at first and at second. Labrum at second, Wilcox at first. No outs here in the bottom of the second inning. In a scoreless game between the Union Cougars and the visiting Judge Memorial Bulldogs. Borgmeyer's pitch gets by the catcher, and both runners will advance. I don't know if Zhang got crossed up on that or what. Was expecting something different, but it went right off the edge of his glove and will allow both runners to move up 90 feet. So now Foote will have 2 runners in scoring position, a runner at third and a runner at second.
And we talked a little bit about that, Merlin, about the mistakes and what that can do. And this game was really close. Now you got 2 runners on, and now you moved them into scoring position with second and third at a scary time for Judge Memorial right now.
As Borgmeyer falls behind Foote 2-0. Judge is going to bring the infield in. They're going to try and cut down the runner at home plate as Borgmeyer misses once again.
And not only that, no outs, to work with a guy on second and third.
We'll see what Coach Labrum does, if he puts on the contact play where Labrum will be going on contact, or if he's going to wait and see if it gets through the drawn-in infield. And that'll be ball 4. So 4 straight pitches, and the bases will be loaded for Kobe Gurr.
Already 1 home run on the year. Got the bases juiced right now.
And that'll bring Carrillo, the coach, out of the dugout. He's going to come and talk with his pitcher, bring his whole infield in and discuss what they want to do here. And that may be it for Borgmeyer, as he is, I believe he's coming off the field.
And he had a really good first inning and then just kind of fell into, throwing that same pitch on the outside and just couldn't hit that corner like he was in that first inning. And so the coach makes a change.
You have got to give credit to Coach Labrum as he, to the Cougar batters, as they did a great job up there of laying off some very close pitches and working these walks, as they've worked 3 walks. Wilcox had a great at bat. He was down 0-2 and ended up working a walk.
And, their hitting coaches have been really working with them about patience, of waiting for that right pitch to come down. And if it doesn't, at least you get, that walk. And so a lot of opportunities this year for Union, making those freebie plays, getting those walks. And just the patience of them getting better hits and more doubles and more triples just because of that fact of waiting for their pitch.
It is key to be patient and get your pitch. Not hit a pitcher's pitch, but hit a hitter's pitch. And work the count, and they've done a great job so far here in this inning. And so it looks like Metigue will come over from first base, and I would assume Borgmeyer, yeah, he's got the first base glove on, so he will slide over and play first base for the Bulldogs.
And kind of a tough position to come in. You have 0 outs, the base is loaded, no scores, so you at least have that for you. Sometimes it's hard when you're coming in, it's like 5-0, and you have to feel like you have to make plays the whole time, and you're just from behind. But right now, it's kind of that same feeling because you have the bases loaded with 0 outs.
Yeah, it doesn't get much tougher than that to come in with the bases juiced and nobody out.
Yeah, and then, usually when you come in as a pitcher, you're a little bit not in rhythm. And so walking the first batter is really a thing. And so that's another thing on his mind. He can't walk this guy or it's a score. But he can't throw a pitch right down the middle at a meatball because Kobe Kerr can put it over the fence if you put it in the wrong spot.
And Gurr will be the hitter. Looks like the Bulldogs are going to bring the infielders in at the corners, play the middle infielders back at double play depth. So they will trade a run right here for an out. Good swing by Gurr as he fouls that off the plate. Just above that, just on top of that pitch, fouled it into the ground. So Zhang will now go out and talk with Metigue. I don't know if that was another cross-up or what.
And I'm pretty sure the coach told him, it's like, just concentrate on this guy. If you can strike him out or get him out, a double play ends the inning after it. So just concentrate on this one dude and nothing else.
He works from the windup with the bases loaded. Pitches up. Gurr did a nice job of laying off that pitch. Swung on and missed there by Gurr.
Almost the same exact pitch as he threw on that last one, but he kind of found where he was going with it and did it right on that play.
Gurr going old school, no batting gloves. Just up there with the bare hands, ready to grip it and rip it, and he will go down swinging. So Metigue comes in, gets the first man on strikes.
Yeah, does exactly what his coach tells him to. Take care of that one guy. Now you have 1 out. All you got to do is get this guy to hit it short and get the double play. So in double play depth with Raiden Dietz at the plate, who's very dangerous and very speedy.
Dietz will step in from the right side. He will take high for ball 1. Dietz, the number 9 hitter for the Cougars. He fouls that straight back, so evens the count up, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Just a sophomore, Raiden Dietz, but just a really good baseball player. Has the build, the frame, the speed, and the swing of the bat.
Stands in there and takes ball 2. Pitch on the inside part of the batter's box. Metigue delivers, and that catches that outside corner.
Very nice pitch right there. Almost looks like it was going to go outside, curve back in at the last second.
That's a nice job by Zhang to set up on the outside and just get that, pull that pitch right back in. Nice job of framing there. And Dietz is going to sky it to center field, and this should be deep enough to get Labrum home. Indeed, there will not even be a throw. So a sacrifice fly for Dietz.
But still really handled well by Judge right there, making the right play, catching it, just throwing it to your infielder, not trying to make a big play right there and getting possibly 2 runs because you overthrow it.
Yeah. Very smart, keeps the runners at first and second. I mean, if you throw that ball home, then the runner's tagging at second, he's going to get to third.
But a good job by Matigue at the mound. I mean, he's got 2 outs now. All you got to do is just finish 1 guy and you have 1 score on the board. That is a win when you have 0 outs and the base is juiced.
Exactly. 1 ball, no strikes on Hyder. Or excuse me, no balls, 1 strike on Hyder. And now it'll even the count up at 1-1. Pitcher working out of the stretch now. And that is low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And anybody else is going to swing at that pitch. That was so close, a ball, but good vision. Again, I've talked about the vision of a couple of these players, and especially Caden Hyder, a senior, watching that one go by.
Right there on the black, once again, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Good discipline at the plate. I mean, that pitch right out there, all you're really going to do with it is you're probably going to hit a weak ground ball to first base anyway. So with only 1 strike, you let that go and hope that the umpire misses it. There's a little jam shot up the middle, and it's going to be close at first, and I think he is going to beat it out.
Safe. Whoa.
As Hyder hustles down the line on a little nubber out to the second baseman.
And there's only about 2 players on Union that could have beat that throw, and it's Caden Hyder and Raiden Dietz. And Hyder made it to first and made this inning extend.
Do you realize that's the first hit of the game?
And it's 2-0.
And there's a chance if that was last week, that's probably an out. But with the rain that we've had, it slowed this infield down. Hyder able to beat that one out. Nebeker will take a strike. So Hyder at first.
And he put a weird spin on the ball when he hit that. As soon as it hit the ground, it didn't make the perfect bounce. It like kind of went sideways. So that helped a little bit too.
Nice play there by Zhang to keep that ball in front of him. Bases full of Cougars. Nebeker the hitter. Foot out at second. Wilcox at third, and Hyder over at first for the Cougars. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning, and a ground ball to second. And the second baseman will fire low. Nice job by Borgmeyer to dig it out as Freck flips it over there. So that will end the inning. However, the 2 Cougars do play to run, and after 2, it's the Cougars 1 and the Bulldogs 0 as we watch this replay here as the second baseman Freck throws Nebeker out.
And again, that's a big win for Judge. You know, you have the bases loaded and you get 1 run from it. They only had a guy on first and second, so they only moved over at 1 play on that 1 last hit when Hyder was safe, so it wasn't a score. But good job. I mean, 1-0.
Pitching out of trouble, so we'll be back.
Utah State University puts higher education in reach whatever your path may be. Whether you want to move to Logan or Price for a traditional campus experience, or save on living expenses and stay in the Uinta Basin, USU makes earning a college degree possible. As an Aggie, you'll gain skill sets to pursue the career that you love and that will make an impact. And no matter where you attend, your diploma will have the same 3 renowned words: Utah State University.
At Moon Lake Electric, we are a locally owned cooperative with a deep history of providing dependable and affordable electric service to its customers for over 75 years. With a state-of-the-art electrical system, we are setting a standard for excellence in the electric utility industry. We are proud to call this place home, and we are happy to support our local schools and athletes. Find and like us on Facebook for energy-saving tips. Moon Lake Electric, keeping the power on.
Great food begins with great ingredients. We've grown our produce department with more prepared fruits and vegetables for the entire family. We've recently expanded our offerings, so come in and experience the fun, the excitement, and taste the difference.
First baseman, Luke Borsmeyer.
All right. Looks like we have some changes out here for the Cougars. Now on the mound will be number 13, Foot. That is Nate. He'll move over from first base and take over on the mound. Roar will move in from right field, and he will be at first base.
Good first pitch. Curveball.
This will be Bordenmeyer. Fouls that off quickly in the hole. No balls and 2 strikes.
And Nate Foot, man, when he pitched against Uinta and they won, he had about 120 pitches before he came out of the game and just finished it so good. I mean, the more pitches he got, the faster he threw the ball. I mean, he just looked so polished and is pitching so well for the Cougars.
He just finished Borgmeyer off right there, too. So 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and an out. It'll bring up Burns. Nebeker has moved out to right field. And Foot fires strike 1 in. 2 Burns. Pitch is up a little bit high. Gurr still behind the plate. Roar at first. Arnold at second. Hyder at short. And Foot at third. And here's strike 2. Nice breaking ball. Left fielder still Labrum. Dietz in center, and now Nebeker in right for the Cougars defensively. Curveball stays in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count now on Burns. Ground ball hit the Hyder at short and just took his eye off the last second.
That he just didn't put his mitt low enough to the dirt. I mean, and it went right through it. And that's a play that Caden Hyder can make every day in his sleep with his eyes closed. I mean, he can make that play, but he knows that he just didn't get that mitt low enough.
So that'll bring up Callahan, runner at first, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
As Foot tries to take him out there at first.
Throw over to Roar. Back in safely. Fouled at the plate.
You know, going back to that last inning, you know, and they had the bases loaded right there, and the pitcher was up there doing pretty well. I mean, the coaching for both these teams is pretty impressive right there when he took that guy out, put another guy in that did the job. I mean, he got away with one run out of that inning, and that was great coaching.
Nice execution there by him as well. Another throw over and back in safely.
Sometimes you never know what you're going to get when you throw someone in the game right there, you know, that early. You don't have someone in the bullpen warming up, and they can start out cold, but what a job by Metague. Mateague. How do you say that last
Hi.
name?
Mateague? Metigue? I don't know.
Metigue or Mateague? Maybe we'll find that out. We'll just call him Mateague for now.
That works. 2 balls and 1 strike to count on the hitter Callahan. Runner out at first is Burns. Foot keeping an eye on him. And he'll throw over once again.
Peter Callahan with 3 doubles this year. And he's also another pitcher that they could go to today. He's 3-1 on the year at the pitcher's mound.
That ball is popped up and it will get out of play. That'll even the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the third.
And Foot seems determined that he wants to get this guy at first base. No
Strike
steals
3.
on him.
That's a nice pitch right at the knees.
I like how he looked off first base and then just chucked that one right down the pipe.
Not much Callahan could have done with that. He just tipped his hat and back to the dugout he went. That'll bring Paul up. Paul walked back in the first inning and then was doubled off on the fly ball out to left field. So now 2 outs, top of the third, runner at first. And the runner goes. Throw from Gurr is going to be on time.
He didn't. Man, what a throw by Kobe Gurr.
That was a nice throw. Nice throw. So that will end the inning. No runs, no hits. A man left on nobody left and an error for the Cougars. And that'll give us a chance to talk about a few more of our sponsors. We have Basin I&E. They're providing electrical, instrumentation, and calibration services for the oil and gas industry, as well as residential and commercial services. Reliable and professional electrical contractors bringing unparalleled service to your project. Basin I&E has been serving the basin for the past 18 years, locally owned and operated by Blake Sutton. Check out our new webpage at basinine.com. I will vouch for them. They have contracts. They have guys working for us, and they do a great job. So, Ashley Regional Medical Center welcomes Dr. Tyler Moore, an orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Moore did an additional fellowship in sports medicine and has been tending to patients since August. Ashley Regional Medical Center. Also, we have Zions Bank. And with 3 locations in Uintah and Duchesne counties, plus online and mobile services, Zions Bank offers convenience and stellar service. We haven't forgotten who keeps us in business. More at zionsbank.com. We appreciate all of our sponsors. They do a great job of allowing us to bring these games to you. And it's great for these kids to be able to go back and watch, and for family and friends that aren't able to come to the games to be able to see it live. Just a great thing, and we appreciate the sponsors for doing that.
Yeah, we've already seen 4 pitchers today. We knew that we would see quite a few pitchers, being the last game right before state happens, senior day. We've seen 2 for Union and 2 for the Bulldogs. And a low score so far, still just 1-0.
Roar will lead off the inning here. And he will.
He's a guy I would like to see pitch today too. He's 4-2 on the year. I haven't seen him, live pitch, but I heard that he can do it so well and has a lot of movement on the ball with those curveballs and a nasty breaking ball.
That's a nice piece of hitting right there. Protects and just drives it right back up the middle.
Man, he's the double king. I mean, that's double-digit doubles for him this year with the 10th double for Eastern Roar.
Just a nice job of hitting there. He was down.
Actually, that was just a single, my bad. So he's
single,
still got 9. I got excited.
That'll bring Foot up. Foot was a strikeout victim his first time, as Borgmeyer able to put him down, the third of 3 consecutive. And Roar takes off, and that pitch is or that throwdown is going to get into center field, and so a stolen base.
See, I knew he was going to get to second somehow.
There you go. There you go.
There's his double.
Well, he's now at second with 1 strike on foot. I think Zhang was surprised to see Roar go. And not a great throw. Gets into center field, but Roar unable to advance.
Yeah, and he doesn't have many steals this year, but this team is so great at stealing bases. That's their 50th steal on the year. That's pretty high-digit number.
Yeah, that's great. So 1-1 count on foot. He squares the bunt, pushes it towards first base. That's a nice sacrifice. We'll get the runner to third with less than 1 out. That's just good baseball right there.
Yep, 90 feet away, Easton Roar. What a great, and he had 2 of those bunts in the last game against Providence Hall.
I mean, and you're really not expecting that from your cleanup hitter, but he did, that's great baseball to get the runner over to third with less than 2 outs. Judge will bring the infield in. They are going to try and keep this a 1-run game on a ground ball.
And bunting, man, it's not easy. Not everybody can do it.
No.
It is really tough to get your hand placement and the right place of that bat to make it hit either between first base or third base, depending on where you wanted to go, and just short enough or just long enough. But a great executed play there. I wasn't a bunter. I couldn't do it. It'd have like hit the top of my fingers or something.
That happens.
Jonesy's out with a broken hand.
2-0 now the count on Labrum. He'll take a pitch. It's in there for a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike.
And at the beginning of the year, when he had his 2 home runs, it was in the first 5 games, and he's been itching for another one.
They all like the long ball. So he'll take outside 3 balls and a strike. And the pitch from Metague is in there.
And Metague's been dealing up there at the mound.
It's good patience by Labrum on an off-speed pitch. He just kind of took it. He'll go full count. Now he'll hammer that pitch out to center field, and it's going to get down. That's going to be a double and maybe more, as Roar will score. Labrum on his horse. He's going to go for third, and he'll be in there safely as a RBI triple for Lincoln Labrum.
Wow, what a hit. And, I mean, it could have been an outstanding catch just off the outstretch of that mitt, if we can see it on the replay.
That's just good hitting.
But,
Nice
if you miss that ball and you dive out, I mean, it's going to go for more bases as he gets to third. Does have to slide, so it is a pretty good throw from the outfield to the cutoff man.
Paul with a good effort out there, but once it got by him, Labrum was on his horse. And the right fielder, Callahan, did make a nice throw. This pitch is going to get past. And he's out at second. Labrum will score.
And a really good throw right there to get Dace Wilcox out, because he thought he had it easy at second after the play was overthrown. That was Lincoln Labrum's first triple of the year, and you could see he was pretty excited about that. And Zach Foote, another great player, another double king for this Union Cougar team. Are you listening to some of this walk-up music, Merlin? I'm a gummy bear.
I was trying to keep the book straight here. I didn't even see what Wilcox did. I was looking down at the book, and all of a sudden we got people flying everywhere as Foot's going to sky this one to right. And that'll end the inning, but the Cougars able to plate 2, and they now lead 3-0. And
so a good inning for the Union Cougars on that one. Doing things right, not leaving guys stranded on base. That's what you do, man.
All right, we will be back after a break.
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
All right, we are back. And the Cougars have taken a 3-0 lead as we get ready to start the top of the 4th inning. And Foote will begin to work his 2nd inning of work.
Yeah, both teams are playing pretty well and, protecting the runs pretty good, but just that inning was just good for the Cougars. We'll see how they can answer here with
Paul
the Bulldogs.
Swings at the first pitch and grounds it back to Foote. He flips it over to first to Rohr, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Now up, number 14, second baseman.
Nice job fielding his position there by Foote as Paul tops it, but waits for Rohr to get there and then makes a nice throw. So that'll bring up Freck. He takes a pitch for a strike. I don't know what that pitch was. He's kind of laughing at it.
He was trying the knuckleball or something right there. It didn't even make it to the plate.
That was about a 54-footer. So, yeah, I think he laughed more than anyone, though.
Yeah, and you can when you're up 3-0 and nobody on base.
High school baseball, nothing better. Swung on and missed, evens the count at 2.
And this is where, the Bulldogs really got to get going. They still haven't had a run yet, and they've only had like 1 hit.
Well, that's going to be a little soft liner down to Zach Foote.
Yeah, he was just waiting there. I mean, that went right to him. And it hit the bat just at a weird angle, too, and it made some spin on the ball where it would pretty be tough to catch, but it just went right to him.
Yeah. That's what you call not solid contact.
Now up, number 9, shortstop Alex Carrillo.
Carrillo step in. He flew out to center his first time up. Watch ball 1 come in.
And he has 3 doubles on the year, and he has a huge percentage. I mean, 477 average at the bat.
Gurr will come over right at the on-deck circle and make the catch. A nice play there by Gurr. That is not an easy pop-up to get to.
Yeah, right by the fence. Some pretty good distance right there for Gurr. Gurr's having a great game.
So Foote, quick work of the Bulldogs right there as he sets them down. And that'll give us time again to talk about L&L Motor, one of our fine sponsors. L&L, they're proudly serving the entire basin by offering unsurpassed customer service, along with the largest selection of new and used vehicles under one name. Fully trained staff of not only technicians, but also the entire team of employees, offering the widest scale of automotive needs under one roof: tires, wheels, accessories, tint, repairs, etc. proud sponsors of all UN and Duchesne County schools. That is L&L Motor. Jones Paint and Glass, founded in 1938, celebrating 80 years of business. They're proud sponsors of live local high school sports coverage. Whether building a new home or remodeling, Jones Paint and Glass can help you create the home you've always wanted with new windows, doors, paint, and much more. Jones Paint and Glass sells high-quality paint with thousands of colors to choose from. The interactive color workstation can help you find the right color for your project. And Moon Lake Electric is proud sponsors of high school sports here in the Uinta Basin as well. You may know a guy that could help you out with the paint selection there at Jones Paint and Glass too.
Yeah, come see us, and we have some cool stuff. It's a great time to paint your home, interiorly, exterior,
number 34,
whatever.
Kobe Gurr.
All right, that'll bring up Colby, and he struck out his first time, so he's 0 for 1 on the day. And he jumps on that first pitch, and it's down. It's going to be at least a single, and he's going to stay at first.
Yeah, and Gurr continues to have a big game. I know he was 0 for 1, but then he hits that, gets the pinch runner here for Keaston Young comes in. But in the field, Kobe Gurr gunning guys down at second, making plays, throwing the helmet off and grabbing those foul balls. Kobe Gurr. And then Raiden Dietz, see if he can get it going for the Cougars as Keaston Young, 6'6", at first base.
Dietz with the RBI sacrifice fly back in the second inning. Get the scoring started. He will take strike one. Young, a junior over there at first. That frame, he could take a couple more steps and easily be able to get back.
That's like four big strides, and then he's to second.
And he's taken off. Good hit and run. And that's going to be
he's got to come
maybe
back.
a double play.
It's going to be a close play.
And it's going to be double play there. So a hit and run. It's the second double play on a fly ball that we've seen today. You don't see those very often, but two today.
And that's something that can give, a little bit of confidence to this Bulldog team if they can end the inning with, no damage and get this last out on Caden Hyder. And then move that momentum into your bats. Get your bats going. Get people on base. And get back into this game. It's still early in the fourth.
Caden steps in. He is 1 for 1 on the day with a walk, so he's been on base both times. Take strike one. And he's going to lay down a bunt. Going to go foul.
And then actually he got on base because he beat the throw that last inning with Caden Hyder.
An infield single, little number out to second. And Hyder's going to foul that back. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Skied out towards left field. The shortstop, Carrillo, will go out and make the play.
He almost had that one. He just swung a little bit late. If he would have had a little bit earlier, that would have been really good contact, and he would have been running for at least a double.
Just goes to show you how unfair baseball is. I mean, you have Dietz just absolutely crush a ball to right field, ends up being a double play, and takes a leadoff hit from Gurr and wipes that out with the double play.
And it looks like I'm going to get my wish of seeing Easton Rohr at the plate. As you can see him dealing right now to Nate Foote at catcher.
We're going to have all kinds of changes, but we'll talk about ProTech here. First of all, we'll return our sands back to their natural state without the oil. American oil for America. That is Petrotech. And we also have Stewart's Market, a proud sponsor of Uinta Basin High School sports here on VTV. We again appreciate all of our fine sponsors. All right, see if we can get some of those changes.
I can't tell if that's an 18 or a 13, this catcher right now.
I think it's foot.
Is that foot?
Yeah, I think so.
If it's 18, then it would be Dace Wilcox, but I just can't tell because he has his strap there right in the way.
All right.
So far, pretty good game, and it's still anyone's game right now because Judge can really get it going. I mean, both averages for these teams, like it's a 307 for Union and a 321 batting average as a team for the Bulldogs. So they can get it going on any inning, and they're hoping it's this one because they got a little bit of momentum of finishing 3 Cougars, and now to see a new pitcher against Easton Roar.
All right. Well, I think Neberter's still in right. Dietz is still in center. And you see who is one out to the left.
Keyston went out to first base for Toby Gerd. That was a pinch runner.
Labrum will be at third. Hyder will stay at short. Arnold will go to stay at second. And Young is going to be now at first base. Foote will come to catch. And Roar will deliver ball 1 to Zhang.
And this is the guy you want up to bat, you know, to really get things started for you. A really good hitter for the Bulldogs, Zhang.
Zhang grounded out to first on a nice play by Foote as he smothered the ball and then was able to flip it over to Nebeker back in the second inning. And Roar, fires in strike 1.
And he really throws a nice fastball. I've heard it. I haven't seen it. That was a really good look right there.
And he catches that outside corner. So 2-2 the count on the hitter Zhang. Roar working from the stretch. Just a little too far outside that time.
Which is interesting because he has no one on base. You know, he doesn't have to be in that stretch, but that's where he's comfortable. And
fouled off. Count will remain full.
Zhang with a 449 average does a really good job of seeing the ball.
Leadoff walk there.
And that's what they need to do, and they need to make plays when there's, 0 outs, like, the Cougars have been making big plays when there's 0 outs or 1 out. And they got to make something happen on this inning, at least get 1 score to feel like that they can get back into this.
It'll bring up more grounded out to the catcher. See, he's right on that pitch, hits it straight back. So good pitching so far by the Cougars as Nebeker went 2 innings, gave up no hits, just a walk. As Roar will fire over to first. And then Foote come in through 2 innings and had 2 strikeouts, and he also did not give up a hit. So the Bulldogs yet to have a hit tonight. This afternoon, I guess. Nice play by Foote to keep that pitch in front of him. Keep the runner at first. A speed up runner over there. Casturia, I believe who it is. Sanjay. Grounded foul.
And we're fortunate so far, no sign of rain. So it looks like that we are going to get a full game. I can tell it. The weather looks great, man.
We're 3 outs away from an official game anyway. So
that is true.
That pitch is going to get away from Foote, and that'll allow Casturi to get to second.
And now with a runner in scoring position and no outs, Bulldogs looking to do some damage right here.
Roars went full once again, as he did to the leadoff hitter Zhang. Moore has now worked a full count.
And this is a hitter's pitch right there. You have to throw it down the plate or nothing. Look for Isaiah Moore to hit this one.
That's a fly ball towards right field. Nebeker giving chase. He will make the play. Runner at second is going to tag, and he will get to third. So a well-hit ball, a productive out there by Moore.
Now up, number 33, third baseman Tyler Nielsen.
That'll get a runner to third with less than 2 outs. Brings Nielsen up. Nielsen was a strikeout victim back in the second inning. Nebeker's lone strikeout. That pitch is in there for a strike. Swung on and missed. Foote able to keep it in front of him there, and he went down in pain. I don't know if he got hit on the backswing or.
I think he got hit when that ball bounced up, and
might have got up under that mask. Take a look there.
That's scary. You have a ton of armor when you're, a catcher, but there is a few weak cheeks in the armor. As a BYU player last week, gets hit right in the throat when it bounced up like that. A scary situation, but Nate Foote is up and ready to go.
It looks to be all right. So. And now he's going to head over to the dugout. Roar ahead, no balls and 2 strikes here. Gonna get a drink and.
So still hitless right now for the Bulldogs, but needing a big play right here with only 1 out and a guy on third, only 90 feet away from getting that one needed run to feel like you can get in this game.
All right, Foote is back. He's gonna get back behind the dish.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow.
That's a strikeout with a vengeance right there.
That's hitting your spot. Foote didn't have to move his mitt at all.
And a pretty quick, speedy pitch right down that right side plate.
Borgmeyer going to hit that towards left, and it's going to drop in. And so the Bulldogs will get on the board on their first hit of the game.
And that just, dropped right in the spot where hardly anyone's going to touch it. All three, the shortstop, the center fielder, Raiden Dietz, and the left fielder all coming over, but just a little bit short. Perfectly placed ball, or just a little bit of luck.
Baseball's a lot of luck.
And that's the first hit, right?
Yeah, that is their first hit of the game. So an RBI single by Borgmeyer.
Yes. So 3-1, now you're right in the game. You got 2 outs, you got a guy on first. Try to extend this inning a little bit more, but you did your job and you got that 1.
Burns, he's 0 for 1 on the day, reached on an error, and then he was gunned out by Gurr. Lays off that pitch.
And again, these two teams are, so evenly matched. Their hit totals for the year. Union with 180 and with the Bulldogs at 174. So a lot of these stats are just really similar, you know, with their averages, with their hits, how many runs they have and runs against them.
Nice pitch on the inside corner, even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, and that's why they're both second-place teams in their respective region. I mean, they're evenly matched. Low for ball 3, so another full count here.
But Cougars have definitely had the upper hand today. They've been doing well, hitting the ball at a high clip, actually. I mean, for them only to have 3 runs is kind of
goes.
insane.
Pitch is hit right back to Rohr. He will toss to Young, and that will end the inning. So a run on a hit and a man left, and after 4.5, it is the Cougars 3, the Bulldogs 1. We'll be back shortly.
The 7-Eleven Ranch restaurant has been committed to serving ranch-style home cooking made fresh from scratch every day. Over the past 85 years, we've been an active part of the community, supporting local events and Basin athletes. We invite you to join us for a celebration 85 years in the making. Stop in today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Be sure to like us on Facebook for limited-time promotions as we celebrate 85 years of serving you.
It's 7-Eleven Ranch Restaurant.
All right, we've got new pitcher on the mound for the Bulldogs. It's going to be number 3, and is Lucius Anderson. He is a 6'1" sophomore, right-hander. As the pitching merry-go-round continues like we predicted it would, as these teams both get ready for the state playoffs that start on Saturday. Want to get their pitchers a couple of innings of work, not overwork them.
Yeah, and it's been kind of fun watching so many different pitchers, and basically all of them coming in and doing a really good job, and not losing too many batters. And Lucius Anderson, you know, he's 3 and 4 on the year, so one of their greats.
So Anderson will come in. He is going to bat in the spot by Borgmeyer, and Medigue, whatever we decided to call him, he's going to go back to first. First pitch by Anderson is a ball to Nebeker. I believe the rest of the defense is the same for the Bulldogs.
And he's got some, you know, velocity on that pitch. I mean, as you can hear the pop of the mitt, you can kind of tell the speed of the pitch. He has a pretty good fastball.
This Bulldog team is going to be something to reckon with moving forward, as they have several sophomores that are key contributors on this ball club with only 2 seniors.
Yeah, even some freshmen that, you know, contribute.
Yep. 4-pitch walk there.
And you always get that with the Judge Memorial team.
Yep.
I mean, they have a lot more ground that they can cover and get guys to their area. I'm trying to think where Judge is. Like, where is it at by Salt Lake?
It's just east of Trolley Square. But it's about 4 or 5 blocks east of Trolley Square is where their high school is. It's not far from East High School.
Judge always really good in football, basketball, baseball, you name it. They just have a really great program.
It pitches over the head of Rohr. That's going to allow Gurr to get down, or excuse me, Nebeker to get down to second.
Well, I've been making mistakes all day, Merlin. I mean, I called a double a single, or a single a double.
It happens. So 1-0 the count on Easton Roar. Easton scored a run. He is singled and struck out.
So just coming out of the gates a little bit right now, Lucius Anderson just throwing a little bit high.
That's gonna bring Coach Carrillo out of the dugout, and he's gonna come out and bring the infield in, talk to his pitcher. Coach Labrum will take the opportunity to talk with Roar and Nebeker, the base runner.
And usually when you're throwing high like that, you're just not quite warmed up enough from the bullpen.
And it's a little bit chilly. I mean, you don't expect to have these kind of temperatures on the 30th of April. I mean, you just don't. These are supposed to be the nice times of the baseball season. You're supposed to play these kind of games in March. April's supposed to be the time that it's nice and it's warm and you got people out suntanning while you're having a game, and that's not the case today. So we're back to action, and Anderson will work from the stretch, checks the runner, and fires.
And that was right down where you want it. I mean, that was the mark. and the difference, you watched his kick and his follow-through right there, and he just stepped just a little bit farther in the dirt, and then it makes it go right down. If you're not taking a big enough step forward, you can go too high.
Roar's going to hit a ground ball to center field, and they were going to hold Nebeker up, but the center fielder with a little bit of a bobble will allow Nebeker to come all the way around from second and score. It was a sharply hit ball. I'd like to say Coach Labrum was not going to send Nebeker, but...
Yeah, you get on his knees right there and just kind of rolls up the ramp and goes right by you. And it allowed that runner to score from third.
That is Roar's second hit right back up the middle, right off
the
the pitcher.
Yeah.
Just let it get by him, and that's just enough to get another run in here for the Cougars. Hit and run here, and Foot will ground to short, but he will get the runner.
And that was a really good send right there, because Easton Roar was already almost to the bag when the ball got hit, and it took away any opportunity of a double play. If not, that was double play depth, and that could have been that 6-4-3 double play.
That's just good baseball right there to get a runner to second now. Just one out. Labrum will stand in. He scored 2 of the Cougars' 4 runs today. Reached on a walk and a triple. Take that pitch outside for a ball.
Yeah, Labrum on that last one with his first triple of the year. Now has a guy in scoring position.
Anderson with the pitch. 2-0 now the count.
And after that timeout, the coach called to go calm down Anderson a little bit, maybe to give him a few instructions. Been throwing that ball pretty well.
Checks the runner, now delivers. And that's going to be ball 3. Pitching Labrum very carefully today. Don't blame him.
There's so many hot spots with Lincoln Labrum. There's not a lot of places you can hit.
Yeah.
So 3-0.
And he will take a walk.
You know, there was a couple of those pitches that were pretty close to a strike, but that one was a little high.
I've been very impressed with these Cougars, their discipline at the plate. They do a nice job of making pitchers pitch to them.
And that's important. I mean, if you have some guys, you know, like Jeff Rancour from the Braves of old that swung at everything, I mean, it just can impact the game so much. Just getting those free plays, they're free. They're like free throws. You got to get on.
Yeah, just take them. So Wilcox will take a strike. Wilcox is also walked, was left stranded at third, and then he grounded out. Runner from second goes, throw is high. Labrum, the trail runner, will also advance. So a stolen base by Rohr. That is his second stolen base of the day. And Labrum follows right up. Nice base running there by Labrum. He waited until the catcher committed and went to go to third, then he advanced into second.
And that was a good grab by Kyler Nielsen too at third. I mean, it was high. He had to jump up and grab it, else that would have been coming home too.
2-1 the count on Wilcox. Overcast day here at Union High School.
Yeah, just when I said it was all nice, now the rain's starting to come down just a little bit.
Ground ball. The second baseman will have to go to first. So Rohr with the contact play on. As soon as the ball was hit by Wilcox, Rohr broke for home, even with the infield in.
Yeah, Henry Freck looked at home to try to make a play there, but he knew it was just a smarter play at first and it would be too close. So good job just to get the easy out. But it does cost you another score, so 5-1. And, Union's just been on top of it all day long. You said it, Merlin, with the patience of the plate, I think is the key to this game so far.
So bring up number 22 for the Cougars. That's Rhett Nebeker. Rhett is out playing left field. He was the one we couldn't tell a number for sure.
That one was right at the helmet. A little bit of chin music.
Nebeker, a junior.
And I was talking to some of the coaches. This dirt was brought in, and it's a really good clay that can take a lot of water. And it's some of the same fields as some of the major colleges and some of the pros use.
Yeah, it's a good field.
Mm-hmm.
They've spent a lot of time making this a very nice facility here.
So even if it rains, we're going the distance in this game. I was a little worried this morning when it was like raining a little bit, and I was like, is this game going to happen? And
yeah, when I was scraping snow off the window, I was a little worried too.
Troy War came in, got the paint, and said, "Hey, this field is ready to go for anything. It's going to take water and be fine." So we said they were going to play. We're playing.
Nebeker fouls that off, so 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count on Nebeker.
I heard there is a monsoon coming in at like 5:30 p.m. though.
A swing and a miss, drop third strike, but the catcher Zhang will fire down, and that will end the inning. The Cougars do get a couple more runs and lead now 5-1.
And you can clearly see the Union Cougars want to get 10 in a row going into state. I mean, that would just be so huge. 10 games. That's a lot of games. And, I worried a little bit a couple weeks ago when they didn't play for a couple games in a row, just because you need that rhythm in baseball. And they had a couple weather delays and some games canceled. And when they came back to actually play a game against Providence Hall, they picked up right where they left off. So big time for this Union Cougars.
All right, we'll take a quick break.
By fixing it the first time, we show our customers that we care. I'm Rico. I'm a technician at L&L Motor, and I've been in the automotive industry for 7 years.
I'm Amanda Kazik. I work here at the parts department at L&L.
I like being a technician. Every day is a new day, and it's cool to see a concern and be able to fix it.
They're kind of like my family, so they've really taken care of me and given me a ton of opportunities.
We value the Fix It Right First program, try to go the extra mile for the customer.
Utah State University puts higher education in reach whatever your path may be. Whether you want to move to Logan or Price for a traditional campus experience, or save on living expenses and stay in the Uinta Basin, USU makes earning a college degree possible. As an Aggie, you'll gain skill sets to pursue the career that you love and that will make an impact. And no matter where you attend, your diploma will have the same 3 renowned words: Utah State University.
Get the big picture and the small details with state-of-the-art imaging services at Ashley Regional's Women's Center, including 4D ultrasound, 3D mammography, and bone density screenings. Learn more at ashleyregional.com.
All right, we are back. Top of the 6th inning, Cougars 5, Bulldogs 1. Callahan will be the hitter. Rohr beginning his 2nd inning of work.
And Pete Callahan, a good hitter, also a really good pitcher. We'll see if we see him in next inning. He's 2-1 on the year on this pitcher carousel that we have going on a Tuesday.
He was struck out back in the 3rd inning on a nice pitch by Nate Foote. Just buckled him. He struck out looking. High, so 3-1 now the count on Callahan. Fouled straight back. Runs the count full. Bulldogs with just 1 hit, but it was an RBI single. Last inning gets them on the board. Ooh.
Wow. They call that a ball. That was really close. It looked really quite there.
So Callahan will reach via the walk.
But, you know, the umpire's been doing a really good job so far. All of them actually out there.
Haven't had to say much about him. If you don't have to say much about him, they must be doing something
That was
good.
the first questionable one I saw today.
That's a nice bunt. And the Rohr comes off the mound. The only thing he can do is get the out.
There's some speed, though, right there. I mean, that was a close play and a really good throw by Easton Rohr.
That was Paul with a sacrifice.
On the replay, you watch how close the play actually is, and Rohr's got an arm. I mean, he can run that thing from 3rd to 1st really easy, and that wasn't even half the distance, and he still was a close play.
He had to use every bit of it right there. This will be Freck. He flew out to left and hit a little nubber to 3rd. Little flare that was caught, so he's 0 for 2 on the day. And he'll hit that to right. Nebeker gives chase, and he will make the play. We're going to have a runner, nice job, will tag up and advance to 3rd.
In the last couple of innings, the Bulldogs have done a good job of advancing those runners and getting him in that position at 3rd base to only be 90 feet away from a run.
That means a lot. I mean, a pass ball will get a run home. So, but a nice play there by Nebeker. Right field to play here is not easy. Of course, you don't have the sun to deal with today, but on a lot of days, playing right field is a tricky, tough thing to do when you play on this field. 1-1 to count on Carrillo. He has flown out to center and also popped to the catcher. 0 for 2 on the day. And that's a strike. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's getting dark out there, Brandon.
I know I told you that monsoon is coming. I think they're trying to hurry this game up a little bit because it hasn't been quite as much time between innings to warm up, and I think they know something's going to happen. So,
yeah, you look out there and it is fairly overcast.
It looks like 8 o'clock out here right now because it's so dark.
I'll make a prediction. I bet we don't play a JV game. I don't even know if one was scheduled.
Yeah, that's probably good.
That's a
inclination.
shot to Dietz, and he's going to play it on a hop. So that'll be another RBI single. Good piece of hitting there by Carrillo. And a smart play there by Dietz just to play it on the hop. You don't want to let him have a big inning.
And Carrillo, you know, with a 477 average, I mean, he's that guy that you can count on to get that RBI, as they do there. He's a senior for this Judge Bulldog team.
Pitch is low for a ball to Zhang.
And I'd like to see this guy get a hold of one, too. I mean, he's got some big power to him. Already hit a home run this year, a triple, and 6 doubles.
He's grounded out and walked today.
Yeah, there's a few he'd been close on when he got a foul ball, you know, but other than that, he hasn't had much happen for him today. But I know he can get it going.
Roar fires over to Young. Carrillo back in safely. The speed-up runner for Zhang scored the first run of the game for the Bulldogs. His spot with a run time called plate.
And this is a good matchup right here with 2 17s, Easton Roar and Zhang. Both have very similar boards, huge legs, tree trunk legs, as they get to second on an easy steal right there.
Ball gets away from foot, allows Carrillo to advance.
Caden Hyder's calling for that play at second. He wants it. He's like, hey, man, I'm ready for you here whenever you need.
He's going to run the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Two outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Swung on and missed. It'll make it a full count. Carrillo, the runner at second, will probably be in motion on the pitch. That's going to be fouled off.
And you can see, you know, that power that, you know, Zhang brings. He uses his legs really well when he swings the ball, so he gets that much more power. Just needs to put it in play.
I thought that was foul off the bat, and the third base coach was bringing him, waving him around third. I thought, oh, maybe it's going to come fair, but it was indeed a foul ball. It's tough to see the ball with this overcast sky out there.
Any darker, you're going to have to turn the lights on. There is no
That
lights
they don't
at this
have.
field.
Yeah. So he'll work a walk. That's the second walk of the game for Zhang. And that'll bring up Moore.
Isaiah Moore.
Also going to bring Coach Labrum out of the dugout to have a visit here with Roar. We do have 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Carrillo, the runner at second. And that is number 11. That is Sanjay Kasturi, who will be running for Zhang.
That's a good timeout, you know, by, you know, Matt Labrum. Yeah, you got kind of an important time right now. The Bulldogs that could possibly get into this game. And, you know, Easton's doing a good job up there at the plate. There's no reason to take him out, but just, you know, just calm him down a little bit.
Yeah, he gets a tying run at the plate.
Holy cow, that one's hit.
And it's going to be right at Dietz. A nice play. So a pitch and you're out of the inning. That's just the way you drew it up.
And there's so many times that I've seen that this year when Coach Labrum makes like that pivotal, you know, plate appearance, calls the timeout, calms the team down, tells them, you know, you're doing just fine. There was even a chance that they had in Uena when Uena could have had a huge inning, and they called a timeout, and he's like, all right, let's just focus on this one play. And that's what coaching staffs do. Good ones, know when to call the timeouts, know when to talk to their team, know when the team can figure out stuff themselves.
Well, I'm not sure what he said to Easton, but Easton was laughing. So I'm sure it must not have been too serious. And you know what? Sometimes that's what you need to do as a coach. Just go out and say something to get their mind off of being so tense and focused on what they have to do there.
Yeah, for sure. Baseball's so much in pitching, almost like golf. It's such a mental game. And when you get that in your head that you're just throwing balls and you're not throwing strikes, it can eat at you. So that plate appearance of just having someone come and calm you down is a huge difference. And I've seen it, I've felt it when I've had my coaches come and do it for me. It's good baseball.
Ute Tribal Enterprises is the fastest growing tribally owned enterprise in the state of Utah with 9 operations. Ute Tribal Enterprises prides itself in offering the very best products and services to our customers. Enjoy cosmic bowling at the Ute Lanes Family Fun Center. Another one of our sponsors is United, operated by SkyWest. A special thanks to United Airlines, operated by SkyWest, for sponsoring this afternoon's coverage. United Airlines, operated by SkyWest, is committed to being the basin's portal to the entire world of travel. Book your flight from Vernal to Denver and beyond at united.com.
So a Channel V6 first this Saturday. We're going to be calling a state softball game, me and you, Merlin.
Yes, indeed.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, the
Union Cougars are roaring, and they're doing really well, so I'm excited to see them. And the new field.
Yeah.
The new fields are really sweet.
Hopefully have some nice weather, right?
I'm looking at the weather report, and it says great for Saturday.
That's a good thing.
So, and me and you will be having some fun watching some softball.
Young is going to ground to to third, and the third baseman, that is Nelson, he will fire across for the first out of the inning.
So I'm being told that it's going to be an 11 o'clock a.m. game. Who they're playing is still going to gauge in the next couple days, so we're not sure on that. But here on Channel V6, on Roku, Facebook, me and Merlin will be there live.
Raiden Dietz will step in. Raiden he's 0 for 1 today as he flew out to right field. That ended up being a double play, as it was a hit and run, hit the ball well, and he also has a nice sacrifice fly to score the first run of the game. So 0 for 1 on the day for Dietz, but he's been productive with an RBI. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. That's another ball.
We'll see if Lucius Anderson can redeem himself a little bit on this inning, as he struggled just a little bit out of the gates in the last one. A good pitch right there.
2-2 now the count. Anderson into his second inning of work. 5-2 the score here in the bottom of the 6th. Dietz will swing and miss. Catcher will have to fire down to first, which he is able to do so. So 2 outs here in the inning will bring up the leadoff hitter, Hyder. Hyder has walked, he's singled, and he has popped out to the shortstop. So 1 for 2 on the day with a walk for Caden. And he will try to bunt that and bunt it foul.
That was a interesting pitch. It almost looked like he was going to hit him, and then he just kind of got in the way with his bat right there.
Probably could have pulled
save
the bat
himself.
back and took one off the shoulder there, but he still tried to bunt it. So easier said than done to say wear one, right?
Yeah. Especially right there in that spot.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hit in the chest or something like that. That would hurt.
I always say to
Take it
into that.
Leg. Yeah. Take it in the leg or shoulder and you're good.
Yeah. 1-1 to count. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. Carrillo up with it, and he will fire across for the out. So a quick inning here for Judge. We'll retire the Cougars in order. And we will get ready for the top of the seventh inning. We'll be back shortly.
When you need windows, doors, bathroom glass, or paint, Jones Paint and Glass can help. With over 80 years in the industry, we're Utah's go-to expert for paint and glass. We offer beautiful, energy-efficient Jones Paint and Glass windows, as well as Anderson and Marvin windows and doors. We also offer top paints like Benjamin Moore and PPG Pittsburgh paints. Whether you're remodeling or building from scratch, Jones Paint and Glass has you covered.
When you hear the crash,
We are the people behind the connection. You may never see us, but you are always on our minds. Because you are the reason we do what we do. Improving the way you connect is the reason we are always working. Why we are always building. Why we are always striving to give you the best. We are the people behind the connection, working together to connect your life.
All right, we're back. Top of the seventh inning, another pitching change. Lincoln Labrum will move from third base to the mound, and hopefully for the Cougars we'll be able to close it out here and get a save.
Yeah, it feels like almost like an all-star game. You got two really good teams, and we've seen a ton of pitchers from both sides, and you know, a lot of different position changes as well. But it just has that all-star feel where you have you're seeing a lot of pitchers.
Defensively for the Cougars, you have Labrum on the mound, Foote catching, Young at first, Arnold at second, Hyder at short, Rohr now playing third, Nebeker in left, Dietz in center, and Nebeker in right. That is Braden Nebeker in right and Rhett Nebeker in left. And Labrum's first pitch is in there for a strike. And it looks like we have a pinch hitter. Strike two.
And like I said, you know, Lincoln Labrum had 10 strikeouts. You know, was only one hit away from that no-hitter. He finally got hit on late in the game. They haven't had people tell me on the air that don't talk about no-hitters early, and you know they're all upset at me and you know, superstition. Did you see lightning?
Yes.
Oh no.
Well, this will be over then if that's the case here soon.
As Lincoln Labrum finishes him off, so that's 2 outs away from this game being over. But yeah, we did have a lightning flash, so it should be ending here real quick.
Whaley, the pinch hitter, goes down on strikes.
But
so bring Anderson up.
Labrum just has a really fast fastball, and that's pretty much what he deals the entire time. So he'd be a great closer, even on the next level in college. Just a great player that can just keep that speed up on the ball. And he can pitch, you know, quite a few strike innings with that kind of speed too.
There's a strike to Anderson, evens the count at 1-1. Nice pitch. Swung on and missed there by Anderson. Anderson's first plate appearance of the day. He come in and has pitched 3 strong innings for the Bulldogs. Swung on and missed.
Another thing, you know, that Lincoln Labrum, he has such great efficiency at the plate too. His pitch count never goes that high because he just strikes people out.
We'll bring up Burns. Burns reached on an error, and then he grounded back to the pitcher. So he is 0 for 2 on the day. Pitch is low for a ball. So the Cougars 1 out away from closing out the season with a W and getting ready to head to Grantsville on Saturday for the state tournament.
Yeah, always feels good to, win the game on senior day too, as the Cougars really wanted this one, not just to get 10 in a row right before state, but to secure it by winning on your home field on senior day for all your seniors.
Well, it's good to have momentum going into that state tournament as well. Labrum took a little off that one and gets a strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike.
As it just continues to get darker and darker here on the field. That monsoon is coming, like we said, but we just had our first flash of lightning, so this game's got to end really soon, and Lincoln Labrum's going to do his best and throw a strike right down the plate right now.
There's a ground ball hit back up the middle. Arnold will make a play. He's going to have a close play at first, and the runner Burns is able to beat it out on an infield single.
Burns turns on the afterburners. That's a hard play to get to, but he beats the throw.
It was a good job by Arnold to keep that from going out into the outfield, but Burns with just too much speed on a slow hit ball. That'll bring up Callahan. Callahan struck out back in the 3rd and then walked and came around to score back in the 6th inning. So runner at first, 2 outs. Cougars 5, Bulldogs 2.
And then
Lincoln Labrum on the mound trying to close it out for the Cougars.
3-run game right now. I mean, anything can happen, but see if the Bulldogs can get something going. That would be great for them, but we'll see if the game even ends that.
Just outside. 2-1 now to count on Callahan. Callahan, the number 9 hitter. Another flash of lightning. Off to the north, it's quite a ways away.
Getting closer, but yeah, it is pretty far.
There's a nice pitch. 2-2 to count. Some grumbling there from the Judge fans.
Both, a pretty good crowd for a cloudy,
So
rainy
that's
day.
game. Labrum comes in and strikes out the side and secures the victory for the Cougars, and that one was really close.
Yeah, that was close, and it's a good time to end this game for the safety of the players and the fans. That's just, wow, what a game for the Cougars today, and what a game for the Bulldogs. I mean, they came out and played pretty well. They didn't hit quite as well as the Union Cougars did, and weren't quite as patient at the plate like we discussed before. And Union ultimately came out with the win, but it was a close game. 7 hits for the Cougars and 2 hits for the Bulldogs, and I think that's kind of what did it. And Bulldogs didn't really make any mistakes. They had 0 errors, and Union had 1 that they uncharacteristic. Caden Hyder just missed it, didn't put his mitt far enough on the ground, got that error. But that's the game for you. 5-2, Cougars win it.
Yeah, and they were able to accomplish really what you want to get done as you head into the state tournament. They were able to get 4 pitchers. Nebeker with a couple of innings. He started the game, had a walk and a strikeout. Then Foote came in, and he had 2 strikeouts in his 2 innings of work. Rohr came in, strikeout as well. And then Labrum came in to close it out. He threw 1 inning, faced 4 batters, struck 3 of those out. 1 reached on an infield single. So the pitching looks to be where it needs to be. The bats came through when they needed to. And the Bulldog team, they look like a pretty good team as well. They have nothing to hang their head about after a game like this today.
I think they did what they wanted to do with the pitchers too. They wanted to see what they had in the playoffs and in state, and they came in here and had a pretty good game. It was just the home of the Cougars. They got it done, because it was senior day and they wanted it just a little bit more. So good game by both teams.
Yeah. Well, we will be back on the air, like you said, on Saturday for some state high school softball action, as the Lady Cougars will be hosting Looks like either going to be South Sevier or Richfield, depending on what happens in their game. I believe they were playing that game today, if not today, tomorrow. So they should know quickly who they're going to be playing. But we invite you to come down and watch it, and if you can't, join us here on VTV. For Brandon Jones, this is Merlin Rasmussen signing off.